Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And finally, after a very long, very hot spell, it finally broke. The weather broke. It rained heavily. It's been raining all day since 4 a.m. And thankfully, after the rain, the humidity did not come back because there's still breeze. It's raining still every now and then. Now it's just like light rain and showers after a very, very heavy rain or two spells of heavy rain in the day. But in any case, the fact that it's now light rain following by a couple of showers here and there is making me fear more humidity to come by night, and I hope not, because seriously, that's the last thing anybody and everybody needs. Now, getting back to the actual topic, once again, I'm going to sound like a sour puss and I'm going to sound maybe pessimistic. But as I said, we have to keep in mind the big picture and we have to keep in mind exactly what's going on. We have to keep in mind the past, the history. We have to keep in mind the fact that to be honest, I am not at all surprised. And what I'm talking about is the decision that everybody is just celebrating and lauding of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, in which a 13-member bench gave a majority vote and verdict in favor of PTI. And this is based on the reserved seats. So basically, the Supreme Court has nullified the Election Commission's decision on not allowing PTI's win of the reserved seats. And they also nullified the decision made by Peshawar High Court. But my problem here is that despite the fact that everybody's celebrating it, you do realize these are just reserved seats. Reserved seats are for women and minorities. And although people seem to think that this is a major setback to Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's ruling coalition, which in itself is a forged government. It's forged, it's not legal, it's not legitimate, as we know. So, I mean, to be honest, I expected that they would at the end give way. And even if they didn't, in either case, it wouldn't really matter to them. Yes, I know people think that constitutionally speaking, and that the Supreme Court is bringing a ray of hope, and people. But no, I think this is again a tactic in which you can sort of buy time, and whenever the people are going towards increasing unrest and aggression, these little breaks help the dictators and the illegitimate governments in any country, really. It helps them to buy time, to calm people down, to give false hope. So yes, I mean, on the record, where the rule of law is concerned, where constitution is concerned, where record is concerned, yes, it's okay. It's a major win. It's a victory. But no, I'm sorry. Again, I know people who seem to there are a lot of people who will again and again hammer into our brains as to how important this decision is. Again, I will say yes, legally speaking, on paper, for the record, yes. But in all practicality, what is the implementation? Remember, the court has been known to dish out numerous decisions. Not a single one of them have been actually implemented. So my first question is, why are we congratulating everybody and each other on an on paper victory? It's not practical yet. It's on paper. And remember, on paper, Imran Khan's won all the cases. On paper, all the PTI workers and members who have been illegitimately and illegally charged and imprisoned and tortured, on paper, they have been ordered release. Where are they? They're not released. So many women were ordered to be released. They weren't released. They're still in jail. They're still illegally imprisoned. So many men, as well. Imran Khan, as I said, he won all his cases. Shah Mahmood Qureshi won all the cases. Dr. Yasmin won all the cases. But where are they? I mean, okay, yeah. So one would argue Dr. Yasmin finally was given a 2 day bail. But again, first of all, why is she given bail when she should actually be just released? And number two, Imran Khan was given bail so many times, he was never released. He was even, his cases were literally thrown out by the judges. They asked that he should be released, that all the cases are bogus, but he's still in jail. So, I mean, where's the implementation? Bandial, when he realized his mistake, when he realized that he was whole and sole responsible for what we have today in Pakistan, for this dictatorship, for American interference, for American planted government. That he was heavily involved. It was all his fault. It was the Supreme Court's fault. It was 100% his fault. And now Qazi is taking and running with the torch. So Bandial tried to make up for it by dishing out so many uh, you know decisions in sheer desperation, trying to rectify his wrongs. But what happened? Nobody listened. So first of all, I think before we start lauding and praising, keeping in mind that this is the Supreme Court, the same Supreme Court that is 100% under control of a dictator government, a shadow dictator government. You know, I think you should hold your horses, because it doesn't matter that the Supreme Court has declared PTI victorious. Because remember, PTI won the general elections as well. Forget the reserved seats. They won the general elections, and that was a landslide victory. Okay, that was like no comparison. It wasn't even, it was 100%. PTI's government that should have been formed. But where is it? We only have its government in KPK. So I again would repeat myself here. This is something I've said every time such, decisions are dished out. I always ask for the implementation. Where is the implementation? Here again, I'll ask, where is the implementation? I don't think we should, jump the gun right now. I don't think we should be too happy right now, because, as I said, first of all, even if you do get the reserved seats back in your hands, I'm sorry, but I don't. I mean, I understand. Again, I'll say, on paper, constitutionally speaking, I see the importance. I see the win. I see the victory. But practically speaking, no, no. Everybody's buying time here. You need to open your eyes, and you need to open your brains. Okay, you need to use your brains properly right now. You need to be absolutely aware of your situation right now, and that is, do not lower your guard. This is not the time to lower your guard. Neither the public nor the PTI members. Okay, none of you right now should lower your guards, because let me tell you one thing: the public needs to maintain aggression. The public should not back down. The public should not allow itself to wallow in false hopes, because this is exactly what they're doing right now. They're once again just trying to manipulate the public into silence, giving them that false hope that, oh, no, 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 the Supreme Court has not come to its senses. This is something that they were allowed. You understand? Why? Because, as I said, in the bigger spectrum, seriously, reserved seats do not matter that much. Okay, I don't know if anybody understands what it is that I'm trying to say here. I don't even know how to make myself very clear here. I don't know how to explain this, but just try to understand this. In the bigger spectrum, in the larger spectrum, reserved seats do not matter. You will soon realize what I'm saying, and you will understand if you still don't. I'm sure a huge majority agrees with me already. So, yeah, this is not the time to celebrate victory, and this is not the time to lower your guard, and this is not the time for the public to sit back. Okay, the public needs to double its aggression right now, and so does PTI. So the public right now has a duty to go further and beyond in order to prove itself that these are not that these are not descendants of traitors, you know because Pakistan, as I said, was hijacked basically practically the very day it was founded, and we are now living amongst traitors because everybody seems to be so easily committing treason and going nowhere, and they're just living their lives. I would never refer to Pakistanis as patriots. I think they don't even know the meaning of patriotism, to be honest. I've said this a million times before as well. So, I mean, this amount of laid back, complacent attitude, I'm sorry, but no patriotic nation would ever, ever, ever sit on their haunches like that. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Pakistani public, get off your haunches. I know people are going to argue with me that Pakistan's public is right now off their haunches. They're protesting left, right, and center. But I'll remind you again, we are well beyond protests. This now has to be a mob revolution. This has to be extreme steps now. I'm sorry. We need to cripple them completely, and then we need to kill them off. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. But if you still want to sit and celebrate in false hopes and allow them to buy time so that they can just continue to push ahead, well, then don't cry blood later on. Don't you dare come in front of me and cry blood. This is me signing out. Khuda Hafiz.